Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and as the old adage says, better late than never. You guys have been asking for my Steam summer sale recommendations, and I want to do a couple of videos at the tail end of the sale. Yes, my apologies for taking this long. I did take a sabbatical for a little while, was mentally checked out, but I imagine that most of you guys had already done your shopping at the summer sale. You guys didn't want my recommendations, or you didn't need them, rather. But a lot of you guys said in the comment section, message me on Twitter, whatever the case may be, and you guys still wanted my recommendation, so here is a video looking at games under the price of $5, I should say. Under $10 would be way too much to go through. Under $5, these games are super cheap. Now, I'm going to look at games under $5 in this video. I'm probably going to do another video looking at games under $2, so be on the lookout for that. So no games under the price of like $3 are really represented in this list. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and I am going to go through this relatively quickly, so let's get started. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, 85% off for $2.99. This is really good. Deus Ex Human Revolution is awesome. It is better than Mankind Divided, in my opinion. Gameplay-wise, Mankind Divided might be a stronger game, but Human Revolution definitely has the stronger narrative, which is one of the main reasons you play a game like this. Just really good. Even an older PC can run this game, and you can play it in a variety of different ways. You can go straight forward, run and gun, or you could be a little bit more sly, which I do recommend going the more stealthy route, but you can really play it how you want to. I love the cyberpunk setting of the game, and Deus Ex is a franchise that definitely needs to come back. I want another Deus Ex title, but Human Revolution definitely a title that I hold pretty near and dear in my heart. Next up, another awesome game. Super nostalgic about this one. 80% off. Bastion is down to $3. This was one of the first games I played on my PC. It went on sale on Steam. Wasn't a summer sale, but I saw it was down to like, I think $5 at the time, or maybe it was $3.74. Whatever the price was, Bastion, I picked it up then, and it was a fantastic, fantastic game. Visuals in this game are incredible, and it employs an art style that has aged really well, so even if you jump into it today, you're still the visuals still look so good. The music is excellent, the narration is great, gameplay is solid. It's not the lengthiest game in the world, but it's still got a decent bit of content for just $3. Supergiant Games knocks it out of the park every time. You guys are probably familiar with games like Hades, Transistor, Pyre. Bastion was their very first game, and they did a killer job with it. And I'd give this one a strong recommendation. Next up, Dragon Age Origins is 75% off for $4.99. I do want to mention that the Ultimate Edition is $7.49. That's probably what I would recommend because you get the DLC and all that kind of stuff, and that's definitely extending the experience. But Dragon Age Origins is really good. Most people consider this to be the best Dragon Age game, and I'm probably in that camp on PC. It just works really well. This is very much a PC RPG. Dragon Age 2 consoleized the experience quite a bit. Dragon Age Inquisition, same thing, not as bad. But Origins really feels like a PC RPG that was made to be played with a keyboard and mouse. It was ported over to the PS3 and 360, and it works well enough, but the PC version is where it's at. Great story, ton of content. This game is replayable, but it also, even in your first playthrough, it's going to take you quite a while to do everything, so definitely give this one a look. Graphics don't hold up that well these days, but it's still very much playable and one of BioWare's greatest creations in my honest opinion. Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition, is 85% off for $2.99. This is one that I often recommend. Sleeping Dogs is awesome. It's another game I want to see a follow-up for, man. I think Square Enix has a lot to do with this IP, but this came out all the way back in like 2012, 2013, so I don't think we're going to get a follow-up. Still, going back and playing Sleeping Dogs, I think, is very much worth it. A lot of people will say it's open world GTA in Hong Kong, and that's really not the case at all. Yes, it's an open world crime action title, however, the comparisons really end there. Sleeping Dogs is much more focused on a serious, moving narrative, and also the hand-to-hand combat is much like a game like Batman Arkham, and you guys know those games work really well from a combat standpoint, so that is an extreme compliment. Game is great, visuals are excellent. Back when this originally came out on PC, this was kind of used as a benchmark to see how good your PC is, and it still looks really good. I actually did another playthrough of this just pretty recently, maybe 11 months ago, and I enjoyed it just as much then. And I recommend you guys go back and give this one a look. Next up, if you guys are a fan of horror games, you'll definitely want to add Soma to your library. It's 90% off for $2.99. This is, of course, done by Frictional Games, who are most famous for games like Amnesia: The Dark Descent. They're working on a brand new Amnesia title, but Soma was awesome. In my opinion, this is even better than Amnesia. And what Soma does right from a horror game standpoint is it actually makes you feel like you guessed it, playing a horror game. It makes you feel weak. It makes you feel powerless, and it's also incredibly atmospheric. I think Soma does an incredible job of absorbing the player into the world and actually making them feel some kind of horror. I mean, that's hard to do for a lot of games. Resident Evil, those games do it pretty well. Soma, in my opinion, does it even better. Obviously, it's not very action-y. It's more story-rich. And you have to focus on those elements of the game to really accentuate its positives. Visuals are excellent as well, and it's a very dark game. I would give it a shot. $3 for it, I think, is really good. Alright, another story-driven game. The Wolf Among Us, in my opinion, is the best Telltale game. It is 75% off for $3.74. Wolf Among Us is awesome. Now, I am more nostalgic towards The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead Telltale series is the first one that I really got into from Telltale, and I really enjoyed those games. However, I went through The Wolf Among Us relatively recently. I mean, we're talking a couple of years ago, and it was a fantastic experience. I mean, the story in this one is super mature. Main character is very engaging, and now we know that we are going to get a Wolf Among Us 2, so that is so exciting to hear. $3.74 for this one is a great pickup. Again, light on the action and the gameplay, but the story is so great. You know how a Telltale title plays, and Wolf Among Us is among the very best. Next up, Fallout New Vegas. If you're one of the 4 people in the world that don't own this on PC, which, okay, there's more than 4 people, but it is 70% off for $2.99. I would recommend you to get the Ultimate Edition, which is 60% off for $7.99. Yes, a little bit more expensive, but you get the DLC, and the DLC is pretty good. Of course, New Vegas is a modding haven, so you really get endless supply of content when you pick up a Bethesda open world game on PC, whether it be Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. The stuff you can do with the Bethesda open world titles on PC is limitless, and New Vegas in itself fundamentally is a really good game. Most people consider this to be the best Fallout title. I don't know if I would go that far, but Obsidian did a killer job with this game, and for $3 or $8 for the Ultimate Edition, it is absolutely worth a buy. Alright, next up, another personal favorite of mine, Vanquish is 75% off for $4.99. Vanquish is, of course, a game that is so much fun. It's done by Platinum Games, and if you know Platinum Games, you know them for their high-octane action gameplay. However, Vanquish takes it up a notch from the traditional Platinum standards, and they just go absolutely nuts with Vanquish. Vanquish is such an over-the-top third-person shooter, and it's over-the-top in every regard. The story isn't anything to write home about. You're not playing Vanquish for the story. You're playing Vanquish for a thrill ride of a campaign that's not going to be that long. However, the hours that it does last, it is going to be absolutely exhilarating, and you get that for just $5. I think this is a good buy, and I would definitely give it a look. The PC port is perfect as well. Obviously, maybe at a $20 price point, or God forbid the $60 I paid to get the PS3 version back in 2010, it was a little bit expensive, but $5 for Vanquish now? $4.99, I should say. It's a very good pickup. Alright, Batman Arkham Knight, 75% off for $4.99. You guys might know this to be a game that I had an absolute meltdown about back in the day because it was a god-awful PC port. It was atrocious in that regard. However, it's a lot better now, and it's very much worthwhile to go back and play through this again. Batman Arkham Knight, you know, I didn't think it was as good as Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Those are $4.99 as well. If you want to pick those up, by all means do that. You can get the collection for $15. That includes all 3 Batman Arkham games, and you get the Season Pass for Arkham Knight. It doesn't include Arkham Origins, so it's just missing that. But that game wasn't even done by Rocksteady. It was done by WB Montreal, I believe. But Arkham Knight, I'm sure it's a game some of you guys missed out on. Maybe you heard bad things about the PC port. I think it's worthwhile to go back and give it another playthrough, especially going back and playing this game now as a good PC version. It's a beautiful game. Like, let's get one thing straight. It is a gorgeous game to look at, and it is a quality game too, so I would give it a look. Now, and lastly, maybe a controversial pick. I really enjoyed Firewatch, man. It's 75% off for $4.99, and I thought the studio and Campo Santo did a great job in immersing you into a narrative-driven experience. And again, this one has an awesome art style. It's like a watercolor look. It looks great from a visual standpoint. Very much the same as a game like Wolf Among Us and Soma, that it's relying on its atmosphere, it's relying on its story, and the story has a lot of quality to it, a lot of mystery. You know, some elements of the story were a bit controversial. I won't get into that because of spoilers, but my time with Firewatch, I thoroughly enjoyed, and if you want a quality story-driven game and maybe you already checked out Wolf Among Us and you haven't checked out Firewatch, $5 for it is really solid. If you like that art style as well, you're going to be, you know, immersed in that the whole time, so that is another factor as well. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, there are tons of deals available as a part of a Steam sale. There's just deal after deal after deal, and all of these I would recommend, but there's hundreds of more, literally hundreds of more under $5 that I would recommend. Enslaved Odyssey to the West, that's a game I gush about over and over again, not on this list. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Dead Space 1 and 2, I don't even know, Burnout Paradise Remaster, I can go on and on. There are so many games, so this isn't like the top 10 under $5, this is just 10 recommendations. Do with it what you will. I can't possibly go over every game, but a lot of good stuff, and these are definitely among them. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.